What's up, guys? My name is DenzelTheArtist, and first of all, I'd like to thank you guys for clicking on this video and taking the time out. I just wanted to share a personal story with you guys, so let's get to it. It's been a really long year, you know, a lot of obstacles, not only for me, but for friends and family as well. People kind of changing throughout life, and it's natural, you know, it's only natural that people change, people grow, but you know, at the end of the day, sometimes changes for other people might not be good for others. So yeah, deaths, loss, grief, you know, family troubles, stuff like that, just everyday troubles, financial troubles, car troubles, transportation, just trying to figure out who you are, troubles, you know, depression. I've learned a lot about that. I've learned a lot about just people figuring out who they are, you know, and how to move to the next step or get to the next step. Some people might get lost in trying to find success or trying to find out how to do the next best thing, you know, and it can be frustrating, you know, all of these things, but it's a part of life, you know what I'm saying? We got to roll with the punches at the end of the day, and we got to use that to make us stronger and believe that we're going to get to the next level. If you're going through something and you have a friend, like I got so many different friends and we care for each other and we kind of like family, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it might sound weird, but I always feel an energy if somebody is going through something, and it makes me kind of reach out to them. And then us reaching out to them or them reaching out to me, it kind of forms more of a, you know, positive energy. We could talk to each other about what's going on, you know what I'm saying? We could lift each other up, you know, and it just makes us closer, and it builds more of a familial bond, but it also just builds a better relationship in general. People need that, you know, these days it's hard to find actual valued friends that you feel that are family, you know. Sometimes your family might not even be as close, you know, for you to feel like, oh, I feel positive and I feel confident in this world, you know. So I feel very blessed and thankful to have had those structures and backings with me this year, because if I felt like, honestly, if I didn't have them this year, I would have just broke. Been lost and broken and just in the dark. And I thank my friends, my family, the relationships that I'm in, I thank them for that. To my audience members, I've been kind of gone for a long time, and I feel like this is the time to kind of explain why. Basically, I had some deaths in the family. The first death was my brother. His name is Derek Patterson. I love him so much. And that death, it kind of just, it kind of took a piece of me. This was not the first brother that passed away within these past 3 years. My brother Deshaun passed away 3 years ago, and then my brother DeAndre had a whole new heart put into his body the next year after that. And the year after that, it's like my brother passed away. So that was one thing that really just kind of just took me down, put me down into a kind of a darker place. I remember like walking into the kitchen a week, not even a week before, for the 4th of July, and just talking to him, joking around with him, because he would always tell me jokes, you know what I'm saying? The next week, it's like, I get the call at the hospital when I'm at work. Yo, Derek is gone. Me and my little brother would always have conversations about it, you know, about, you know, him passing away. He had a muscular dystrophy, and usually the life rate of those that have that type of disease, they don't really live past a certain age expectancy. You know, they don't have that large life expectancy. So me and him would have conversations about it, but you having conversations about it and it actually happening is totally different.
Two completely different
it's
things,
two different things. So just losing him and just seeing him like at the funeral, man, it just took me out, man. It took me out of the game. And I feel like even to this day, you know, I still have trouble with it. You know, I still, you know, I'm driving in the car thinking about him from a certain song, or because, you know, he loved Drake. And shout out to Darnell, but he loved Drake, but it's like, I find myself crying, you know what I'm saying? From just stuff this year, just so much. It's a heavy pressure that's put onto you, like, like I said, I just felt like death was following me the whole year. Like death, like just, and I felt like from that, I just lost a part of myself. I felt like I didn't want to create anymore. I didn't want to be as consistent anymore. I didn't want to talk to people that much. I didn't want to, you know what I'm saying? I just didn't want to feel like using that energy to do any of that stuff. I felt numb, honestly. I felt so numb, like I was just like a robot, like all right. My little brother was there for me a lot. My brother passed away, it was like, bam, we need to lock arms, we need to, you know what I'm saying? Because most of the time it's like, little bro, I'm trying to be there for him, you know what I'm saying? But through that transition, I think he felt and saw that I was deeply hurt. And I could just feel him kind of being like, I need to get closer to bro. I need to be there for him, do whatever he needs. And vice versa, you know? My dad and Tina, my brother's mom, my stepbrother's mom, Derek's mom, they were there for me as well. Like I would go over their house like almost every day after the passing, just to talk about Derek, just to be like, yo, like we had these great times, you know what I'm saying? Like, and just kind of feel happy throughout the time that he passed, because he wouldn't want us to be sad, you know? And then with my mom, you know, going over her house, talking with her, just remembering the good times and stuff like that. And another big thing that really helped me through this, I would have to say, is music. You know, it's always been there for me. It's always helped me. It's a love of mine. And it just puts me in a position to where I can get those emotions out, one, and I can think about everything that's going on. And it just provides me with a sense of like, it's gonna be okay, and positivity and drive. So music was definitely there. As far as my friends go, they just reaching out to me and it's just making sure I'm okay, you know? And I felt like a lot of people, even people that didn't know me that well, or like didn't, you know, keep up with me that well. Like a close, like acquaintances, they even reached out to me like, you okay? Like, what's going on? That's a big thing in society today. Like, check up on your people, you know, check up on your friends, check up on people that you haven't even talked to for years. You know, I feel like that's really important because we don't do that anymore. I told somebody the other day, I was like, I sent a Thanksgiving text to a lot of my friends, like people that I don't talk to on a daily. And I was just like, yo, happy Thanksgiving, and send them like a personal message. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it could have been people that I didn't talk to for years, but the people that have an impact or a role in my life, like I wanted to let them know, like, I'm still here for you, you know, even if I don't talk to you every day.
You still matter.
Yeah, you still matter. You matter in this world, you know, and I feel like everybody should hear that at least once a day, at least once a week. Going through it, it's been a roller coaster, you know, it's been a big roller coaster, bro. Like, you go from somebody dying and you being like, oh, I think I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta figure out these emotions. Like, life is still going on. You know, life is still rolling on, life is still happening. So you have to put a face on or some type of mask on to be like, I'm okay, you know? And when you put that mask on, you make it seem like you're okay. You might think you're okay, but you have to come to terms with, okay, I'm not okay. And I have to find time to grieve. I have to find time to be by myself, figuring out who I am now, because obviously I've changed through it, you know, but how to move on with that loss. From there, it was reassessment, you know, and that's where I am now. It's just kind of reassessing, like I got to a point to where I was like, I'm not happy, you know. I feel like I know, like you have to, when you go through something, whether it be depression or whether it be trauma or loss or anything like that, you have to sit down with yourself. And I feel personally that you need to sit down with yourself and say, I'm not okay, or these things have gone on. What can I do to fix it? What can I do to make myself happy again? There's no right or wrong. You know? There's no, you know, map, or I can look this up on Google, like how to go through loss or trauma or something like that. You know, it's just, you have to figure it out yourself, and you have to sit down and come face to face with yourself. You know, so that's where I'm at now. I'm in a a moment of reassessment. And, you know, through this, I found that music, you know, hanging out with my friends, like relationships, forming relationships with people, just doing my art consistently. That's what makes me happy, you know, and I'm still trying to figure out what I need to dispel from my life or keep in my life, or figure out whatever relationships that I need to have or develop to get me back to where I need to be. Because even my friend Shamara, like my sister, she ain't seen me for 6 months. And she said, the last time I saw you, you looked like you were soulless in my eyes. Like she said, I looked like I didn't have a life.
You was just moving.
I was just a shell, yeah. Just like, I'm like, dang, that's crazy. Like Denzel, the happy, like, hey, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, shellless, you know? So that's where I'm at now, man. Everything is good, but like I said, through all of this, I had to find a positive outlet, and I had to find something and come to terms with how I was and how I was feeling. So that's where I'm at now, man. How I feel about 2020? Well, I honestly feel like, okay, put it like this. So I feel like a year can't ever change anything, you know. You can use it as a symbolic reference, but I feel like ultimately the change comes within you. But 2020, using that as a symbolic reference to move forward, because 2019 was the worst year of my life, I will say it. I just want to find my inner peace, and I want to be able to move forward within my art and lay my legacy. Like, that's all I wanted to do. I want to continue to be positive for others, and I want to continue to be transparent, as I am being transparent now, to others, so others can feel like, okay, I have somebody to empathize with. Somebody else is going through this, you know? And through whatever I do, whatever content I push out, I want them to feel that way. I want them to feel something. On an artist tip, releasing more music, releasing more content. As far as career goes, I just want to challenge myself more. As far as a person goes, I just want to find my inner peace and my inner happiness, and I want to be happy. And that's what it's about, bro. And just have a positive mental state, you know? That's the biggest thing that I was focusing on last year, was having a healthy mindset, which is very important, and also having a healthy physical. Because if you don't have a healthy physical, then it just translates, but it's a balance between the two. You know, I've been going to the gym a lot more, and I've definitely been taking time to myself and for myself and figuring out what makes my mind healthy. You know, what can I do to make it more, you know, stronger and, you know, more structured, and to kind of keep it from bouncing off all of the negative stuff that's gonna come your way or come my way, you know? Yep. So that's it, man. That's what I wanna do in 2020. You know, if you're going through anything, whether it be trauma, whether it be, you know, some type of loss, or whether it be you might feel depressed or lonely, or, you know, might be getting out of a relationship, or you might just feel down on yourself, or you might not even be confident in yourself. You might be insecure, whatever it may be. Just know that somebody else is going through that. You're not alone. And don't feel like you got to do everything by yourself. Reach out, you know, talk to people, get out of the house. And it might sound corny, it might sound cheesy as heck, but it's real. It is real. Like, your mental health is A1. Like, that's what you need to have in order for you to be successful or move on in your life or just be the happiest you. And they always talking about, oh, I wanna be, what's the little quote or whatever? I wanna be living my best life. You know what I'm saying? I wanna be living my best life. That's how you live your best life, is to be happy mentally and to be happy physically. That's the only way you're gonna transition into living your best life, or trying to live your best life. Don't worry about all this stuff on social media. All that stuff is fake, you know? Sit down, have a talk with yourself one day, you know, think about who you truly are, or figure out who you truly are, and then move forward from there. Because if you don't know none of that, you are not ever gonna be happy. It just won't work. You won't be happy with somebody else. Nobody else can make you happy except for you. You know, you can't do drugs or alcohol or what. You can do whatever you want, but that's not gonna make you happy at the end of the day, because it's like that high gonna come down. You know what I'm saying? So just focus on yourself, man. Do your thing and be healthy. Yeah. That's all I can say, man. Stay positive and keep doing your thing. I'm Denzel the Artist, and hopefully we can move higher and better next year. Let's do it.
Shit.
Hey, shit.
Lucas.
Cut.